Now, the government might not be sending out advice on how to cut down energy use this winter, but we are. Not just putting on another jumper either. Here's our Hampshire and Isle of Wight reporter, Emily Hudson, with some do's and don'ts.
Don't do this. Boiling a full kettle for 1 cup. Only putting in the water you need could save £20 a year. Using a smaller pan and a lid when cooking could save £70 a year. Don't use the tumble dryer. Hang the washing out instead, and you won't have to iron it then either. Result. Oh, and the microwave is your friend. It costs half as much as an electric oven to run, and it's much quicker.
It's set at about 55, which is perfect.
Chris volunteers with Energy Alton, a community group who are experts in energy efficiency. Today she's visiting Jenny's house to work out if she can save her some money.
These past few weeks, we've had more and more people ringing up or going online and booking for a home energy survey, and we're all keeping quite busy. The jacket looks quite old. Yes, it is old.
Jenny knows she's lucky she can afford her bills, but says that's not the point.
I don't want to be wasteful. Also, it's quite shocking to see how the bills are going up, because it's not sensible not to take any advice you can to keep your costs down, because if you save money on one thing, then it's free for something else you might rather spend it on.
Jenny got a grant for insulating her loft several years ago, but government figures from last year showed nearly a third of lofts were not insulated.
That's about 5 million homes, and it's a no-brainer. It's relatively cheap, it's a few £100s. It's easy to do yourself and would make a big difference.
Improving a home is sometimes a much bigger job though. In Gosport, this house is being fitted with a new heating system. It's paid for entirely with government funding. 13 councils in the south have been given money to pay for these kind of projects. Anna and her family qualify for this work to be fully funded because they earn less than £30,000 a year and the energy rating of this house was low. Anna was at work when we came to film, but I caught up with her later and asked why it was needed.
We had night storage heaters and no thermostat, so there was really no way of keeping the house at a warm temperature. It was just a lot of money to just run something that wasn't efficient.
Now Anna's house is getting an air source heat pump for heating and hot water.
It stays more consistent in terms of energy output. It makes it far more efficient than night storage heaters and other inefficient fuels such as oil and LPG.
They work in a similar way to an air conditioning unit, but in reverse. They use ambient air to heat a refrigerant with a low boiling point, which in turn is used to heat a hot water tank.
If Anna had paid for this work, it would have cost more than £10,000. Unaffordable without the grant.
Nothing ever comes our way, so when it did, and we've got our house now, hopefully with all these nice radiators, and we shouldn't be freezing it in the winter now.
Retrofitting can improve older properties, but there's concern our current planning laws are storing up issues for the future.
It allows developers to really do what they like. This estate, for example, is south-facing. It's got some lovely roofs that could take that energy, and it would be amazing to have that, but nobody put it into the application form, or nobody asked the builders to put it into the application.
And it's relatively new?
It's 5-6 years old, yes. You know, from now on, all planning applications, in my view, should have that set in there already.
Here in Portsmouth, these new council homes have energy efficiency built in.
The really key thing with all new building projects is to make sure that the thermal efficiency of the property is the first thing, and then renewable energies like solar, battery and air source.
And with an average annual fuel bill of £2,500, there's a lot of savings to be made.
There really isn't the level of heating required for these properties. They're likely to have energy bills of a few £100s.
Imagine that, an energy bill of £25 a month.